Anything like that, not too many colleges have for their own students.
We're going to give you 3 more reasons why we love Brookdale. So for me personally, the thing that I love is the student atmosphere on campus. I feel like everyone's very supportive and it's really a big community. The second is career and leadership development. They've helped us out with a lot of projects this year, and they've also given me personal opportunities such as career peer mentors. And the third reason why I'm thankful for Brookdale is Dr. Stout. We recently just nominated him for an award that recognizes new presidents that go above and beyond for Phi Theta Kappa chapters, and he won. And he's always supporting us, so we're always grateful for him.
What do you love about Brookdale?
I love my Brookdale crew family. I love the professors that care about my success in and outside the classroom. And I love the food at Culinar. It's so good.
We're proud to open our flagship campus to making earning a Rutgers degree even more accessible to the residents of Monmouth County. We look forward to the growth of new programs and opportunities and strengthening of our partnership.
Since 1998, this collaboration between Brookdale and Rutgers has created new roads to higher education for many New Jersey residents. Starting this fall, students are now earning their Rutgers bachelor's degrees at Brookdale Community College's flagship campus, right here in Lincroft.
My higher educational journey began as a non-traditional student enrolling in college for the very first time at the age of 30. Having access to earning a bachelor's degree from a state university in Monmouth County was literally a dream come true. As a proud member of the first graduating class of the Brookdale-Rutgers partnership, I give homage and am eternally grateful.
Like connecting with people, and they know the struggle that you're going through and they're going through. So it gives an opportunity to actually interact with each other.
I guess like what would be called a mini family. I mean,
it's so nice because the college isn't like too big. So like I'll have a class with someone last semester who I'll make friends with, and then like the next semester I'll find them again in another class.
I think it just means, caring about the community. Like, this is a community college.
Being involved, like coming to the events like they have today and stuff like that, because it's pretty fun.
I think being a Brookdalian is understanding diversity and striving for it.
I think a Brookdalian means someone that's hardworking and dedicated, because I think a lot of community college students are always doing something on the side. It's either like they have a family or they're working 2 jobs, and I feel like that's very commendable.
I would say being a Brookdalian is like, you just have that fun attitude, and like you're hardworking, but like you kind of work hard, play hard, and like we have great clubs here. Like I'm so excited to be a part of like the student body here.
It means that I can, reach above the sky. I can do whatever I want and, feel freedom.
Over 18,000 students annually, flexible schedules, commitment to student success. Welcome to Brookdale. Convenience of 6 physical campuses throughout Monmouth County. Freehold, Hazlitt, Long Branch, Neptune, Lincroft, and Wall. Plus our 7th campus, online. Amazing campus life. Brookdale will help you craft and share your story. Impressive sports programs. First-rate student services. Career services help you land your first job. One Brookdale. Academic excellence. Our commitment to demonstrate a consistent level of teaching and service throughout the entire college.
Students are now earning their Rutgers bachelor's degrees at Brookdale Community College's flagship campus.
Brookdale Community College. You are the future. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Dan Lees from the Speech Communication Department at Brookdale Community College. I welcome you to come and explore Brookdale and see all that we have to offer. In the Speech Communication Department, we teach courses in public speaking, interpersonal communication, and small group communication. For me, college was a life-changing experience. I never looked at the world the same way after my time in college. And I think Brookdale will offer you that same kind of life-changing experience. Not only will you enjoy yourself at Brookdale and have a good time, but you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to take those skills out into the world and apply them in your work field, whatever it may be. So join us at Brookdale. You might find it changes your life.
Hi, I'm Laura McCullough, and I'm an Associate Professor of English in the Humanities Institute here at Brookdale Community College. I'm also a writer. I'm a poet and an editor. I have a number of books out, and I work my butt off writing and teaching. Some of the things that we teach in the creative writing program here are a mixed genre creative writing class that's an introductory class. We teach poetry, fiction, creative nonfiction, and screenwriting. There are 2 reasons to take classes in creative writing here at Brookdale, and the first is easy. If you want to be a writer, we can help you figure out an educational and career path to do what you love and what you're talented at. But the other reason is because creative writing is about tapping into your imagination. It's about finding the creative person inside of yourself, and you don't have to be a writer to take creative writing. The #1 attribute that businesses and organizations need and want today is thinking creatively. Looking at a problem and not saying it's either this or that, but finding a third way. So creative writing classes will help you to think more creatively. It'll also help you to be more empathic, to understand yourself better, and to understand your place in a very changing, complex world. We love our creative writing students here. We work with them in class and out. And if you're at all interested in tapping into your creativity or finding out what kind of writer you are, come and take one of our classes or email one of us. The creative writing faculty here are all active writers, and we'd love to hear from you.
Hello, my name is Jack Ryan, and I teach English at Brookdale Community College. The mask that I'm wearing here is simply a prop that I use in my American Lit 1 class when I teach Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Cask of Amontillado. In that short story, Poe utilizes masks both literally and metaphorically. And literature classes are meant to help students to analyze difficult texts, to break them down, and to understand what is really going on, not just explicitly, but implicitly as well, to read between the lines. That skill translates to any discipline, as do the skills that we teach in our writing courses, where we give you instruction on how to learn the tools of research, how to properly construct, focus, and organize a research paper. All of those skills that we work on in those courses help you, the student, to be a better student, to be more appropriately employable, and to enjoy literature, film, poetry, any kind of resource that you might be interested in. Even listening to the radio and the lyrics on the songs that you hear on your typical FM station or iPod. We at Brookdale's English department hope that you can contact us and look for the appropriate courses that work for your vision of what your life will be. And we hope that you do that as soon as you can. And if you want to contact Jack Ryan, just look up J. Ryan on the English page and you'll find me, and I would be glad to tell you what I know and learned in my 45 years at Brookdale Community College.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Marshberger. I'm professor of political science. I co-chair honors at Brookdale. I also advise our History and Political Science Club as well as our Conquer Cancer Club. Education is truly important to me because I believe that education is empowering. And by receiving an excellent education, we offer doors of opportunities for ourselves and for our families. I seek to empower my students to be active and effective participants in our political process. You see, my course and all my courses in political science aren't just classes. They're about our lives. And while most students, are never expected to enroll in a political science course, I believe strongly that everybody should, because this stuff has real-world implications. It's all around us. It truly affects all of us. So political science is perhaps one of the most important disciplines that students should possibly take some classes in. In terms of my teaching style, I like to employ a multimodal approach, and that means I like to diversify instruction in order to reach all different types of learners. And by having students really get immersed in their educational experience, it makes it much more meaningful and much easier for them to assimilate knowledge. And so therefore I have my classes highly interactive and very participatory, and students really seem to enjoy that. Now, why I came to Brookdale? Well, actually I got my start at Brookdale, and I love this place so much. In fact, I even met my wife in the Honor Society. It's been a profound experience. I was president of Alpha Pi Theta, which is Brookdale's chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. I even got to deliver the graduation speech. And my time here was really thoroughly enjoyable. I had a wonderful experience. I had outstanding professors, and I always knew that I wanted to come back and give back, and hopefully that's what I'm doing now, paying it forward to future generations. And I mean, to me, education is just, such a wonderful field. And maybe the most important aspect of this is a chance for me to make a positive difference in the lives of others. And I hope that's been what I've been able to achieve during my time here.
I've been here for 2 years, a number of years at night working as an adjunct. I have a master's degree in industrial education. My ASEs have been valid for about 25 years. I'm a fully certified master technician, which enables me to teach any number of the courses here. I teach everything from brakes to automatic transmissions. My desire to be at Brookdale has got a lot to do with my experience at the high school and sending kids here and seeing them perform and come out to work. Our program teaches them all 8 areas of the ASEs. It's a 2-year program, and it really solves the problem of parents wanting kids to have a college education and the kids want to work with their hands. So they come out with a 2-year degree. Their program will lead them to a number of different places. Could be the General Motors dealership if they're part of our GM program. Maybe part of a Toyota program. They can go work for an independent, for example, Firestone or Goodyear. They can go into business for themselves. Many students get their start here at Brookdale and go to a 4-year college. I have a young lady in class now who's indicated that she's interested in automotive engineering, and she's completing a brakes class, currently completed an electricity electronics class with me, and is looking at taking one of her ASCs this coming Saturday. We have a number of successful students. In fact, as you take your car to the dealer, probably pretty much anywhere in Middlesex, Ocean, and Monmouth County, your car should probably be in service by a Brookdale graduate.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Crowder. I'm a professor here in the biology department at Brookdale Community College. I teach general biology, I teach life sciences, I teach anatomy and physiology 1 and 2. I came here to Brookdale because Brookdale is an institution where the faculty focus on teaching rather than research. That's what I wanted my focus to be as a professor, on the student, where I think frankly it should be. When I tell people what I do for a living, and I tell them I teach, and they ask me, what do you teach? And then I tell them I teach biology. I sometimes get a face as if, to say, oh, well, that's unfortunate, or, oh, I don't know if I can speak to this man anymore. I don't know if we're on the same wavelength. I get people ask me all the time, why would you study biology? Why would anybody study biology? And, my perhaps too short answer is, well, biology is the study of life. You're alive. Why wouldn't you want to know how all this works? Why wouldn't you want to know what it is to be alive? At even the mechanistic level. Don't you like knowing how things work? Wouldn't you like to know how you work? How could you say no?
Hi, I'm Laura McCullough, and I'm an associate professor of English in the Humanities Institute here at Brookdale Community College. I'm also a writer, I'm a poet, and an editor. I have a number of books out, and I work my butt off writing and teaching. Some of the things that we teach in the creative writing program here are a mixed genre creative writing class. It's an introductory class. We teach poetry, fiction, creative nonfiction, and screenwriting. There are 2 reasons to take classes in creative writing here at Brookdale, and the first is easy. If you want to be a writer, we can help you figure out an educational and career path to do what you love and what you're talented at. But the other reason is because creative writing is about tapping into your imagination. It's about finding the creative person inside of yourself, and you don't have to be a writer to take creative writing. The number 1 attribute that businesses and organizations need and want today is thinking creatively. Looking at a problem and not saying it's either this or that, but finding a third way. So creative writing classes will help you to think more creatively. It'll also help you to be more empathic, to understand yourself better, and to understand your place in a very changing, complex world. We love our creative writing students here. We work with them in class and out. And if you're at all interested in tapping into your creativity or finding out what kind of writer you are, come and take one of our classes or email one of us. The creative writing faculty here are all active writers, and we'd love to hear from you.
My name is Barbara Burke. I've been a full-time faculty member in the nursing department since 2001 and a nurse for many years before that. When I think about education, I think about opening doors for students. It certainly opened many doors for me. It opens doors to new experiences, meeting new people, having fresh perspectives on things, and having more career options. When I think about Brookdale, I think about an innovative learning environment. And no place is that more apparent than here in the Nursing Skills Lab. Here in the Skills Lab, we take care of patients. We have simulated experiences for our students that are very close to what they would experience in the hospital or other environments. They take care of patients, and they get to problem solve and think critically through situations and work together to take care of these patients. So if you come to Brookdale, I think you'll have a great education in an innovative environment that allows for you to be engaged in learning and to be able to be a nurse of the future, because you'll be able to critically think through many situations.
Hello, my name is Bonnie Ross, and I am a nursing faculty member and department chair at Brookdale Community College. I've been with the college since 2002. I started as a clinical adjunct, and then I became a full-time faculty member in 2008. We have a thriving nursing program. We have about over 450 students currently. We admit students twice a year in fall semester and spring semester. Our students graduate the program with an associate's in applied science and nursing, and they're eligible to take their RN boards when they graduate. Many of our students go on to four-year colleges. They easily transition. Most of the schools accept all nursing courses and required courses as well. What makes us special and what makes us stand out?
Welcome back inside the Collins Arena as we get set for Game 2 of our doubleheader this evening as Brookdale takes on Bergen. Brian Coucher, Tim Catalfamo back here with you. Well, So Tim, I guess the question becomes how they can take that momentum before the break and take it into the games now in the new year.
Well, that's going to be the question. I mean, you mentioned it, a very long break for Brookdale, not a whole lot of time playing at game speed in between. So it's up to the coaching staff to try to keep the players all fresh, make sure that they still maintain that game speed throughout the break, certainly into the new year. This will be a big challenge for the Jersey Blues tonight, though. Bergen, even though they're 1-15 on the season, they average more points a game than the Jersey Blues do on their side offensively. So even though Bergen has had a tough season, they've had multiple close losses, and they have a lot of players that can knock down threes from beyond the arc. So this will be a challenge for Brookdale. Look for them to try to get out early on and limit the amount of shots that Bergen has from beyond the three-point line.
So we'll see if there's any carryover to not playing a game in that length of time, as was the case with the women's game. As you see Brookdale huddled up there. And their starting lineup for this evening, it will be Beon Wilson, DeAndre Smith, Jelani Carter, with Alan Ozoji, and making his season debut tonight, Tyler Hawkins, who was a player who was on this team last year, here for the second semester this season and figures to play a big role. Meanwhile, for Bergen, starting lineup, Maceo Robinson, Wesley Wright Holmes, Michael Gilmore, Nick Navarro, and Joshua Spears.
And you know, Brian, that's another storyline that we didn't talk about. Tyler Hawkins, his first game back. He was an explosive player last year as a freshman. According to the coaching staff, he's really improved his game during the offseason. So I'll be interested to see what Tyler has in his very first game at game speed tonight in the starting five.
And we're underway with Brookdale controlling the opening tip. Overall record of 6-5 on the year, trying to build on that. Hawkins immediately a touch. Ozoji first jumper off the rim and rebounded by Gilmore. Michael Gilmore handling all the way to the basket. Tough shot. And clearing it is Smith. He starts the break running for Brookdale. Nice find. And Carter finishes it off reverse style.
And that's what Brookdale wants to do. They want to get out and run. A nice assist there from Smith to Jelani Carter, and Brookdale gets on the board.
Robinson. Now Gilmore gives up his dribble, 10 to shoot. High screen, Robinson for Wright Holmes. He gives it up with 1 to shoot. And Navarro knocks it down, but the officials wave it off. Shot clock violation. They just took too much time.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good ball movement there by the Bulldogs, but as you mentioned it, Brian, just a little bit too much time, a little too much passing, too unselfish if you're on the floor for Bergen. You want to, when you have a good shot, especially when that shot clock is starting to wind down, you've got to take it. This is a team in Bergen, I mentioned in the open, that likes to shoot a lot of threes from behind the arc, and that time, right on cue, Nick Navarro in great position. That pass and that shot just came a little bit too late.
Here's Hawkins for 3. Got it! That's a way to start your season. Tyler Hawkins drills it from long range.
And that's a great way to get your very first game started. Remember, a little bit of rust probably on Tyler Hawkins. He hasn't played a full-speed game in a very long time, so maybe that'll help him settle in very early on.
Bergen, as we mentioned in the Open, just one win on the year, but they're better than their record says they are, as Navarro, this one is in and out, halfway down. The Bulldogs get another possession out of it.
But that's twice now that Brookdale has left Navarro open. The first one went in. It was after the shot clock had expired. That one rattles out. So Brookdale's got to do a better job of closing out, especially on number 23 in purple.
Pushing it up the floor. Here's Smith to the basket. Finds Carter somehow, and it's taken away by Navarro. Gilmore able to throw it off Carter. That'll keep it with Bergen. Bulldogs, the one win they had this year, it did come on the road. It was all the way back in November, as they've actually dropped their last 13 consecutive. Down 5-0 in the early going. Hawkins defending against Wright Holmes. 10 to shoot. Bounce pass inside. Acrobatic shot from Robinson goes for naught. And Brookdale the other way. Here's Smith. Tried for a cutting Ozoji, and it was last touch Bergen, apparently. Ozzy Osbourne didn't think so.
Yeah, I don't think anyone touched that, Brian. I think just Ozoji and Smith weren't on the same page, but it's Brookdale basketball.
Perhaps Brookdale catches a break. Hawkins going behind the back, but Pryor is called for steps.
And one thing that Tyler Hawkins has to be very conscientious of, this is your very first game after a long time playing at this level. Sometimes when it's your very first game, and it's very easy to do, you want to try to play to a level that isn't natural for you. In other words, you try to overcompensate for the time you've missed on the floor, and that can get you into trouble. So if you're a player like Hawkins, you want to play well and know what your strengths are, but not try to overdo it and try to overcompensate for some of the time you've missed on the floor.
Another turnover for Bergen. Navarro called on the travel. Brookdale beats the press, and it's going the other way as Carter ran into Navarro at midcourt, and that has Paul Chizek screaming out to his team.
I think Bergen is actually lucky that they're only down by 5 right now, because I know they've had a couple of open looks from behind the arc, and I talked about earlier those 2 threes from Navarro that nearly went in and nearly counted for Bergen, but they've got to do a better job. They've got to be able to find some rhythm here. This is a team in Brookdale that can go on spurts and can put a lot of points on the board very quickly, so critical opportunity here for Bergen to get some type of points.
Wright Holmes is denied by Hawkins. He's making his presence felt early. Carter off the glass, it goes down. 7-0 Jersey Blues. 3.5 minutes gone. Floor yard Mark has checked in for the Bulldogs. He drives and has it maybe blocked by Ozoji, who comes up with it for Brookdale. Wilson, that's a travel. So Bergen just trying to settle in as they're yet to crack the scoreboard. It's a rather long trip from northern New Jersey for Ozzy Osbourne's group, and it has been a difficult beginning to this game.
Yeah, and we talked about earlier, they've lost a lot of close games this year. I know you look at the record and you go 1-15 on the year. Wow, not a very talented team, but it's the complete opposite. They have a lot of talent. They just have not been able to close out some key games. They had close losses to Atlantic Cape, Sussex, Ocean, Salem. Those are teams that are still pretty decent teams within the Region 19 Conference. So, and we talked about also they can put a lot of points on the board. So it has been a tough season for sure on the side for the Bulldogs, but they have a lot of talent. They just have struggled this year closing out games.
They come in second from the bottom in the Region 19 standings. Down by 5 in the early going. Here is Navarro, and he's called on a travel. And now Paul Chizek quickly motions for a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, I think Bergen is trying to do too much and trying to force the ball inside when they're coming down the floor. They've had a couple of turnovers, and they're trying to play to Brookdale's pace. We know that Brookdale likes to go out and run. That's one of the staples of Coach Chizak's offense for the last several seasons. He likes to have his team run the ball up the floor. Anytime there's a chance to go for a fast break, absolutely take that chance and push it. Make the defense work as hard as they can. And I think Bergen is trying to play to that level, and it's leading to some turnovers and some unforced errors. And the reason why they haven't really gotten off to a great start in this first half.
15:44 remaining, first half. Brookdale basketball outside the timeout. As Bergen has some pressure on. Brookdale with some good passing beats it. Here is Carter off the mark on a 3, long rebound Spears. Robinson pull-up jump. That doesn't go. And Carter's got the rebound. Back and forth we go. Hawkins draws the foul. And he's going to the line for the first time this season.
You see Hawkins again taking advantage of a fast break. Brookdale attacking the rim. That's always been a key this season for Coach Chizak. You hear him sometimes during the game saying attack the rim, go to the basket, try to draw some contact if you are not able to get the basket. That's what Hawkins did.
So Hawkins, the sophomore from Tinton Falls, in his freshman campaign as a Jersey Blue, he averaged a shade under 13 points per game in 11 games that he appeared in. 1 out of 2 from the line, offensive rebound. Ozoji back up with it and score.
And just great patience there by Ozoji. Got Joshua Spears in the air and is able to get another 2. Ozoji, I think, has been probably the most impressive freshman that we've seen this year on the Jersey Blue side. A lot of talent to go around, but I've really been impressed by Allen's game the last several times.
Here's Hawkins picking the pocket. Unable to finish, tipped up in the air, and taken by DeAndre Smith. He misses the layup. Follow no good. Hawkins tries again, and he draws the foul. So many opportunities right at the rim, point-blank range, and Hawkins back to the stripe.
And a great effort by 2 other freshmen, Jelani Carter and DeAndre Smith, trying to box out underneath and give the entire offense a couple of opportunities at that basket to put in an easy 2. Hawkins there, though, able to come in there with the rebound and draw the foul.
Here's the first couple of substitutions. Dave Calloway, Mark Bruce in for Brookdale. Michael Gilmore has returned for the Bulldogs. Hawkins, second attempt. It's good. Jersey Blues with a 10-point cushion, 12-2. Just over 5 minutes gone by. Robinson is doubled, able to get rid of it. Mark a turnaround shot off the rim. Hawkins starts the acceleration. Wilson for Callaway, three-pointer. Bergen pushing the other way. Mark, offensive foul. Callaway and Ozoji both went down.
And again, Bergen trying to keep pace with Brookdale, but that's not really their game. Their game is more so working the ball around and looking for an outside shot, and it's continued to hurt the Bulldogs here in this first half.
Ozoji trying on the save. It's over to Bergen. So if there's one thing you can quibble with this Brookdale start, they've been a little bit sloppy. 6 minutes gone by, working with a 10-point lead. As that shot from right, Holmes misses. Ozoji's got it. Wilson for Ozoji. He was open, but he missed him. Now Bergen ahead of the floor is Carlos Penuaga, and he'll get credit for the basket on a goaltend. Substitution, Demir Fitch is in now for the Jersey Blues. Ozoji checks out. Brookdale across midcourt, now with a 3-on-2. Bounce it, and a foul called. And it's offensive. It's the second team foul against Brookdale, and evidently it's on Wilson. Here's Wright Holmes. Mark, count it. It's a 3 for Flory or Mark.
And finally, Bergen's able to capitalize on something from behind the arc.
12-7, Brookdale with the advantage. Wilson off the glass doesn't go, and it's over to the Bulldogs. Jelani Carter checks back in now for Wilson. For Bergen, they last played on December the 21st at Rowan Gloucester. And that was an 89-74 defeat, making it 13 straight losses for Bergen. Gilmore, turnaround shot, tipped up by Bruce, and the rebound claimed by Fitch. Wright Holmes gets up on Hawkins. Callaway throws it away, and then able to get it back to the corner. Carter's three-pointer is no good. Offensive rebound, Bruce. And the loose ball picked up by Bergen. They're moving in the other direction now. Wright Holmes all the way to the basket. Doesn't go, but he's going to the line. Wesley Wright Holmes on the hard drive, and for Brookdale, it's team foul number 3. It's on Fitch.
Well, you have to give Bergen credit, Brian. They're trying to play to the level that Brookdale is used to playing at, which is running the ball at the floor, a high-tempo offense. And even though it hasn't been pretty at times, they are being able the last couple of minutes to keep pace. Brookdale has had some sloppy play, as you mentioned earlier, a couple of turnovers that's kept the door open for Bergen. And they're starting to slowly get acclimated to this type of pace. So they're not being able to let Brookdale get away with a very big lead, so you have to credit the Bulldogs' offense as a whole.
Wright Holmes makes them both, and then comes out of the game, replaced by Maceo Robinson. Brookdale's gone a few minutes without a point and have seen the lead shrink to 3 with just over 8 minutes gone by, nearly a turnover. Hawkins into the paint, finds Fitch, unable to finish, tipped back home by Carter.
And a nice job following their shot there. If you're Brookdale, going to the rim, trying to rebound. Hawkins, though, may have gotten away with an offensive foul.
Robinson can't connect. Brookdale in transition. Callaway, nice fake. Misses off the rim. And now Bergen running the other way, led by Robinson. Finger roll, doesn't go. And it'll be Brookdale basketball.
A lot of missed layups here in the first half, Brian. Several on the side for Brookdale. You saw Callaway with a great move, a great fake to get himself some clearance to the rim. He couldn't finish, and then Bergen has had several in transition that they haven't been able to get to drop.
And now they turn it over. Here is Robinson. Can't connect on a 3. Loose ball picked up by Bruce. Leads Carter, but it's intercepted. In the backcourt by Navarro. Navarro drives. Lefty layup, no. And you mentioned both teams have just not had success. Neither team shooting it well. Hawkins can't help the percentage, but Fitch does with the tip-in.
And Demir Fitch, one of those players that comes off of the bench, he quietly contributes. You really don't talk about him a whole lot He only averages around 5 points a game, but nonetheless a player that Coach Chisak can put in really at any time during the game and expect some really nice minutes out of him.
Nice spin by Navarro, and he's fouled.
And so many missed layups here, Brian. I said that a moment ago. So many points that both teams are leaving on the table. I know when you get fouled, it's hard to, with the contact, follow through, but there have been several easy bunnies that have been missed on both sides.
Navarro, 77% free throw shooter. Jeremiah Florent is in now for Brookdale for the first time. Navarro, the sophomore. Bergen has 5 sophomores on the roster. And Navarro, 2 out of 2. And we will have a timeout. 10:32 remaining first half. It's a 30-second timeout. Brookdale with a 5-point lead, 16-11. So you look at the Jersey Blues, and we talked with Paul Chisak before the game, and he really feels like this team is about to take off. That they had a nice stretch before the long holiday break. They had won 5 out of 6, and he was telling us he likes a lot of things about this team, the camaraderie they have, they're practicing harder, and it's leading to better results.
Yeah, and he told us the team is really starting to share the ball. He said that they have been really practicing great off the court, in practice. You mentioned the camaraderie aspect of things, and that's what you want to hear at this point of the season, because now you're entering the stretch once you get to the month of January where you better be firing on all cylinders. You better have everyone on the same page. Everything needs to mesh, so that's certainly what you want to hear from the coach on the sidelines.
Hawkins back to the free throw line. So he's been busy in his season debut. It's Brookdale 16, Bergen 11. Hawkins 3 out of 4 from the free throw line to this point. Seems to be some question as to who the foul is on. And they get Spears with his second. Florier Mark in for Bergen, as Wright Holmes goes to the bench. And that one gets the roll. Trey Rodriguez has checked in as well for the Bulldogs. Mark for 3, he misses. And Wilson able to snatch it. Fitch on the baseline drive, it goes and 1.
And Demir Fitch, one of those players, again, I talked about a moment ago, just does a great job coming off of the bench, quietly contributing for the Jersey Blues. A nice drive. Looks like he was going to try to throw that down with one hand. He's definitely got the height to be able to do it at 6'5". But he'll have one more up coming from the line.
He's trying to improve on a free throw percentage that currently sits at 25%, albeit in limited opportunities.
And now
Bergen makes a couple of substitutions. Julius Rivas in for the first time, and Gilmore returns for Bergen.
And now if you're Bergen, Brian, you're one away from, actually no, now you are in the bonus. The scoreboard just updated, so that's 7 team fouls on the Bulldogs. You're down by 7. You've got to be careful. You still have another whole half of basketball to go here in this first half, so you've got to limit the amount of fouls that you commit and try to get something going offensively more consistently.
Robinson able to get rid of it. And Mark drains it. Florier Mark, a long ball from 3.
Yeah, well, Mark's been looking for that shot. Really, Bergen's been looking for some type of offense from behind the 3-point line. They're within 4.
18-14. Better than halfway through, lob it upstairs. Oh, the throw down beyond Wilson. Special delivery, Tyler Hawkins, and worth another look.
And that's just what happens when you lose track of your man. Ozzy Osbourne was not very happy with his team. They were caught looking at the ball instead of looking at where your defenders were on the floor.
Brookdale is mastering the art of the alley-oop, with Wilson the main recipient this year. The miss by Florent. Here is Robinson. Mark lines it up. This one off. And the rebound to Fitch. Smith, hesitation drive. Back tap out and taken by Robinson. He's running, beats Wilson, draws the foul. So free throws coming for the freshman from Patterson. Team foul number 5 on Brookdale as Wilson picks up his second. Robinson, an 80% free throw shooter, averages 16.5 points per game, and 2 out of 2 from the line. 8.5 remaining until the break. Brookdale set to make a change at the next whistle. Florent goes up strong, and it's rebounded by Rivas.
And one thing that I've noticed is Bergen is playing a zone defense, but they're putting everybody closer to the perimeter. They're leaving that paint open. Sometimes Brookdale's been able to capitalize on it and get the ball inside, but they have been starting to play their defenders on defense for Bergen a little bit farther out towards the three-point line as opposed to more deeper into the paint.
Swing it cross court for Hawkins. One-on-one in the corner.
It's back to a 2-3 zone again.
Step back three is short. Florent tips it. Rivas has it. Robinson on the move. Gilmore, nifty dribbling. Back out for Robinson. Misses the three-pointer. Tapped out of bounds off Bergen. Brookdale will have it. Here comes a slew of changes, led by Ozoji, Mark Bruce, and for the first time tonight, Tyrese Bryant. Wilson, Hawkins, Florent check out. So we'll reset the lineup. Brookdale has Smith, Bryant, Ozoji, Fitch, and Bruce. Bruce for three. In and out, and the offensive rebound for Fitch. Shovel it inside. Ozoji finishes for 2.
And again, offensive rebounding, I think, has been the key for the Jersey Blues. It's one of the reasons why they have that lead, because they haven't shot the ball all that great, but they do a great job boxing out downstairs and grabbing those second, third chance opportunities.
Foul on Brookdale's Tyrese Bryant. Carlos Panuaga is checking out of the game. Nick Navarro has returned. Bergen down by 6 as they inbound with Wright Holmes. Gets it in for Robinson. Here's Navarro. Can't hit the 3. Bruce the uncontested rebound. Smith will slow it down. Fitch, dribble and a jumper. Rims out. Offensive rebound, Ozoji spinning, lost it into the hands of Mark. And it stays with Bergen. So this matchup features a pair of very animated head coaches, as we see on each sideline. Ozzy Osbourne currently the one yelling. Mark, he's got another. Florier Mark is starting to get hot.
And again, a great opportunity there for Bergen to take an open look from behind the three-point line. As I mentioned earlier, that is really their game. So if you're Brookdale, you've got to be able to get out on that player, especially Mark, number 13, who's had a couple of threes going from behind the three-point line. You've got to get out and at least get a hand in his face.
Fitch along the baseline, ball movement. Smith is open. Can't hit the three, and a battle for the rebound. Loose ball foul is called.
This might be on Demir Fitch. And if it is, I think this is going to be foul shots on the other end for Bergen.
So Bergen has hung tight despite a record of only one win on the year coming in. But in one of the tougher venues to play in all of the region, they have stood their ground firmly. Wright Holmes at the free throw line for the Bulldogs. As Fitch picks up his second, each side has committed 7. Wright Holmes is a 59% free throw shooter. And in a 1-and-1, he misses. Ozoji, Bruce for 3. They would have been a long 2, but he couldn't take advantage. Under 5.5 to go until halftime. Brookdale by 3. Here's Panyuwaga. What a move, and he scores!
And I think that's the first time in this game, Brian, as we take another look at it again, we've seen Bergen be able to attack the rim and finish at the rim. Great job.
Bryant in a crowd. Bruce puts it on the floor, and a foul is called as he made his move. And that's on Gilmore, and that's his second. So Ozzy Osbourne is ready to make a trio of substitutions. Mark and Navarro among them. And Spears the other. Bruce 80% from the free throw line for a team that shoots 54%, and Bruce will get another attempt.
You know, foul shooting has definitely not been Brookdale's strong suit this year. They haven't shot the ball terribly bad from the foul line tonight. The problem is there's been so many fast break opportunities. The game really has never had much of a rhythm because it's really been back and forth. Both teams really struggling to try to set something up consistently on offense because there's been so many blocked shots, so many missed layups that have led to fast breaks at the other end.
Wright Holmes off the mark. Loose ball picked up by Mark underneath the basket. Swatted by Ozoji. Get that out of here. Spears comes up short, and Ozoji's on the rebound. Starts the break. Loses the ball. Able to pick it back up. Carter for 3. And Bruce is on the end line out of bounds. Good effort, but it's Bergen basketball.
And even though it's been sloppy, Brian, I have to imagine that if you're head coach Ozzy Osbourne and you're Bergen, you're pretty happy to be down only by 3 and in this game in the late stages of the first half.
Mark, short, offensive rebound. Navarro, he's fouled. Brian thought he stripped it cleanly. And they get the foul on Carter. It's the team's 8th and his 3rd. So he's ticketed for the bench and replaced by Fitch. Both of these teams using the full complement of their roster. So we see changes all over the place. Navarro at the line.
Well, we even saw that in the women's basketball game earlier, Brian, especially on the Bergen County side of the ball. A lot of heavy substitutions. They only had 2 subs, but they were subbing fairly frequently. And on Brookdale's side, they have a pretty large bench, and they were subbing pretty heavily as well. So trying to keep as many fresh legs as possible on the court, making sure that no one gets tired or, as a result, makes a mistake that would cost the team some points.
Julius Rivas in for Bergen. 4:08 to play here in the first half. A skinny 1-point lead now for the Jersey Blues, and a turnover at midcourt. Robinson all the way, misses with the left hand. Rivas is there with the putback.
And finally, an offensive rebound there for Bergen, and they regain the lead.
25-24. Another turnover picked up by Panyuaga, shovels it for Robinson. Baseline jumper for 2.
Bergen's just doing a better job. They've stepped up their pressure, and it's led to some turnovers, and they've been able to execute. So give credit to the Bulldogs last couple of minutes.
Foul on the pass from Bruce, but it's at least 1 free throw. Bruce readies to shoot. Tyler Hawkins back in. And the game of musical chairs continues for Bergen with more substitutions.
A lot of substitutions here, Brian.
Here comes another. It's Wright Holmes for Spears.
You know, it's not just about trying to keep fresh legs on the floor. It's also a strategy ploy sometimes if you're a head coach, because the more times you sub, the more difficult it is for whoever you're playing against to keep track of who's on the floor and who do I have to guard. So sometimes it's a strategy played by some coaches that, hey, listen, if I put as many different players on the floor as possible, as frequently as possible, maybe it'll throw my opponent off a little bit.
2 for Bruce. Brookdale within 1. 3.5 to go first half. Dangerous pass. Now an open look for Gilmore. Off the mark on a 3 and a loose ball foul. It's going to go in Brookdale's direction. Wesley Wright Holmes picks up his second, more free throws. This time the opportunity for DeAndre Smith. .60% free throw shooter. This has been a better than average game for Brookdale from the free throw line thus far.
DeAndre Smith, one of those players that's worked his way into the starting rotation, Brian. Remember, he didn't start early on in the season, but has slowly been able to work his way up to that and has contributed fairly nicely. He's been improving week to week, able to chip in 2 there from the foul line.
Come up on 3 minutes to go. .12 to shoot now. High screen comes. Robinson for Wright Holmes. Off the mark on a 3. Offensive rebound. Gilmore. Reset of the shot clock. And, Mark thought he had a teammate when he didn't. And he throws it out of bounds.
Well, he had Tom Fitzgerald there open for that shot, but Tom's going to wisely let that one go out of bounds. I tell you what, Brian, though, I've been very impressed by Bergen. They did not start off the game all that well, but because Brookdale has not shot the ball all that well, they've kept the door open, and Bergen has been able to capitalize, especially creating some turnovers.
That's Ozoji able to capitalize in the paint and gives Brookdale the lead. Panyuaga stripped of the ball. Brookdale arguing it was off Bergen. but the officials are going to keep it with the purple jerseys. Just about a whole new team came on the floor. Inbounder is Navarro. Navarro in the post. Nice move, can't finish. Rebound Ozoji.
And really nice patience there by Navarro. I know it didn't go in, but he got Ozoji in the air. Was trying to draw some contact. He did not enough to cause a foul, but really good patience there trying to work against that 6'8 freshman.
Bruce rattles home a triple. Two minutes to go now in the half. Mark. Navarro on the drive. And it is a blocking foul called. Tyler Hawkins took the hit, but in the restricted area in the eyes of the officials, and it's a free throw chance for Navarro.
And I think the only reason why that's an offensive foul, you mentioned the restricted area, yes, but even if he hadn't been in that restricted area, Brian, Hawkins, even though he didn't move when he had the contact, he was kind of falling back on his own. It wasn't a solid hit, and then he fell to his onto his back. He was almost kind of backing up after he felt the contact, and anytime you move, regardless of whether or not the defender leans into you or not, it's going to be a charge or going to be a defensive foul that's called, a blocking foul. So unfortunately for Hawkins, he picks up the foul. It's only his first, though.
Navarro splits a pair. Change for Bergen. Julius Rivas in, and Navarro checks out. We'll reset the Brookdale lineup for you. They had Bruce, Smith, Hawkins, Fitch, and Ozoji. Presses on for Bergen. Brookdale passes across. Ozoji from a tough angle, able to get his own rebound, and he's going to the line. I'm not sure how Ozoji thought he was going to score on that initial attempt. And now we'll try to put points on the board at the line. Ozoji, the one player on this Brookdale team that has the size dynamic at 6'8". He's had a nice freshman year, 8.2 points, 6.4 rebounds. That time comes up empty from the line, and a loose ball foul. They're going to get Fitch.
This has just been a really sloppy first half for both teams. A heavy amount of fouls. Neither team really shooting the ball all that well. For Bergen, I think it's helped them stay in the game. But for Brookdale, definitely not their most impressive first half performance this season.
Clarence Seeley is in because he was the one Brookdale player who hasn't come in, and since we're using everybody, might as well get him some minutes.
Yeah, and Demir Fitch picked up his third personal foul, so 10 team fouls for the Jersey Blues, 10 on the side for Bergen. Both teams going to have to be careful, especially going into the second half, and be conscientious of who's on the floor, especially those that have 2 or 3 personal fouls. You don't want to get in foul trouble and impact your efforts later on in the game. So it's going to be an uphill battle for both teams.
32-29, Brookdale leads it. Hawkins loses it. Out of the floor is Panigua, who lays it in uncontested. Panuaga making it a 1-point game. Here's Bruce trying from the other side with a different result. Offensive rebound. Ozoji tried on the dunk. Pull-up jumper, Robinson short. 1 minute to go in the half. Hawkins running. Smith fakes. And Brookdale will settle it down. Celius with a quick move, can't convert. Rebound Rivas. Panyuwaga loses it. And Brookdale numbers it. They hurry with Bruce handling. Bergen able to get back in transition. Ozoji. And a foul is called. Rivas was in the area. And there have been, each team is maxed out in fouls. They've each hit the 10 mark. Ozoji back at the line.
And Rivas just picked up his third foul there. So I mentioned the fouls adding up for Brookdale, fouls also adding up for Bergen. And we talked about how heavily both teams are trying to substitute. That's fine, but now you really have to be conscientious of who has foul trouble and who does not going forward. Has not been a very clean first half, to say the least.
Bergen set to put a whole new unit on the court. Ozoji, one more attempt for the 59% free throw shooter. This one is good. Shot clock now turned off. Final 25 seconds of the half. Bergen can hold for one if they choose. White home slowly handling. Smith gets up defensively. 10 seconds. White Holmes, a lot of dribbling, out of control. Able to get rid of it with 2 seconds, and a foul is called. Or was a timeout taken? No foul, timeout Bergen, as Ozzy Osbourne will get the whiteboard out and try to devise a good shot in the final couple of seconds before the half.
And not a bad timeout to take. Certainly you want to try to get the most out of this final possession. And again, I've mentioned it a couple times, Brian. If you're Bergen, I don't think you're too disappointed with the fact you're only down by 3. I know it hasn't been a very crisp first half. It's been kind of sloppy at times. There's been a heavy amount of fouls. There's also been a heavy amount of misses, especially in close range. But all things considered, to find yourselves down potentially only by 3 to Brookdale on the road with a team that, if you're Bergen, you've only won 1 game this year. You're trying to snap a 13-game winless streak. I think you have to feel pretty proud of yourself.
So Bergen trying to devise a good shot here, down by 3. And what has been a rather wacky half of basketball. I think that's the best way to characterize it to this point. Glad you're with us here on Brookdale TV for the second game of our doubleheader. Brian Gadsford, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our crew with you. Brookdale, with its recent good stretch, has been able to get over the 500 mark at 6-5 overall, and trying to expand on that. So we're ready to go outside the timeout. Clock reads 2.5. Inbounder is Wright Holmes. Hawkins defending. In for Mark. Mark throws it up, and it's off the rim and over the backboard, and the horn sounds, ending this first half. So after 20 minutes of play tonight at the Collins Arena, it's Brookdale 34, Bergen 31, and quite an interesting half of basketball, as Tim and I have been discussing. We'll get set to welcome you back inside with Brian Gadsford and Tim Catalfamo. And Tim, I think the moral of the story is, as we talked about, Bergen came in 1-15. You look at that, it's kind of an unsightly record, but they're proving that they belong in a tough venue to play in.
Yeah, and I think Ozzy Osbourne, that entire coaching staff, has to be very happy with the fact that you're only down by 3. I mean, with how sloppy things have been, it could have easily be a lot worse for Bergen, and they've made some shots. I mean, give them credit. They've been able to get some outside shots to go down. They've done a nice job, especially inside of the paint, especially towards the tail end of the first half. half, they got a couple of buckets inside the paint, a couple of buckets in transition. They forced some turnovers. So Bergen's hanging around. And if like I said a moment ago, if you're a team that's only won one game this year and you're riding a 13-game winless streak, regardless of how great or how crisp the first half is, if you're only down by 3 at halftime, you're doing something right. For Brookdale, it's the complete opposite. You've got to be a little bit more better on the offensive end. They've missed a lot of inside shots, and they've also ran into a lot of foul trouble, which is uncharacteristic of this team, especially in the first half. So we'll be interested to see. The question for Bergen is, you're in this position, they've been here before, can they pull the game out in the second half?
We'll find out in the second half. Should be a good one. At the half right now, Brookdale leads by 3. So Tim and I will take a break for the halftime. We'll come back for the second half after the break right here on Brookdale TV.
My name is Adam Kukar. I play shooting guard for Brookdale. I'm from Staten Island, New York. I played for Tottenville High School. My major is business, and I chose Brookdale for basketball.
My name is Alan Zoji. I'm a guard/forward for Brookdale basketball. I'm from Union, New Jersey, and I went to St. Mary's Assumption High School. I'm studying business administration. I chose Brookdale because it's an amazing place to go. The teachers are really good, and the coach staff is amazing.
My name is Bjorn Wilson. I play guard at Brookdale basketball, Brookdale Community College. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. I play for Dickinson. I'm a computer science major, and go Brookdale.
My name is Clarence Silius. I play forward for Brookdale Community College. I'm from the Muse. I play for Wall Township. I'm studying business administration, and I chose Brookdale because it's the best option for me.
Hi, my name is Damir Fitz. I play forward for Brookdale basketball. I'm from Hoboken, New Jersey. Attended high school, Marist High School in Bayonne, New Jersey. I've come to Brookdale to study computer science, and I chose to come to Brookdale because I felt like this is the best option for me and my family.
I'm David Calloway, and I'm a guard on the Brookdale basketball team. I live in Neptune, and I went to St. Rose High School. I love basketball, and I haven't yet decided my major. My name is Bjorn Wilson. I play guard at Brookdale basketball, Brookdale Community College. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. I play for Dickinson. I'm a computer science major, and go Brookdale.
My name is DeAndre Smith. I'm the point guard for Brookdale basketball team. I'm from Neptune City, New Jersey. I went to high school at Naaman Forest High School in Garland. I am studying social sciences, and I chose Brookdale to get my associate's degree.
Hola, mi nombre es Ian Félix. Voy a Brookdale y soy el point guard de Brookdale Community College. Soy de Clifton, me gradué de Clifton High School. Decidí Brookdale porque era lo mejor para mí, para mi futuro, y estudio business. Also, I can speak English, but it's kind of hard for me, so that's why I did it in Spanish.
My name is Jelani Carter. I'm a shooting guard here. I'm from Hackensack, New Jersey, and I went to Hackensack High School. I'm currently studying criminal justice here, and I chose Brookdale because I feel like the school will be a good fit for me all around.
My name is Jeremiah Florent. I am a guard/forward here at Brookdale basketball. I'm a computer science major here, and I represent Newark Arts High School. Brookdale was a great fit. Basketball, educational purposes, #1 two-year school in New Jersey, and here we are.
My name is Mark Bruce. I'm a shooting guard at Brookdale Community College. I'm from Bayonne, New Jersey. I went to Marist High School in Bayonne, New Jersey. I'm a business major right now, and I chose Brookdale because we're the #1 community school in New Jersey.
My name is Marvin Worthy. I play power forward for Brookdale. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I went to Arts High School. I'm really passionate about basketball, but I really chose Brookdale for education reasons, and I also study business here.
Hello, my name is Mateo Del Moro. I'm a guard for Brookdale basketball. I'm from Cliffwood Beach, New Jersey. I attended Sinai Christian Academy in Linden. I study economics for Brookdale, and I chose Brookdale because it was the best option for me.
My name's Tyler Hawkins. I'm from Tent Falls, New Jersey. I play point guard for Brookdale's men's basketball team, and I'm studying criminal justice.
All right, Tyrese Bryant, point guard, shooting guard, Brookdale men's basketball team, hometown Mattawa, New Jersey. Attended Raritan High School. I major in health science, and Brookdale is very convenient. It's only 3 miles from home.
Alpha Pi Theta, it is an honor society, PTK. What is the best part about this society?
Definitely the fellowship, because you're divided into regions, and the regions meet every so often, and every chapter gets to go to the regional events. And this brings together a lot of chapters and a lot of people, and it gives me goosebumps just to talk about it because I've met so many of my best friends through Phi Theta Kappa that I don't know who I'd be without them.
Oh my God, absolutely. And so, can we just tell everyone why it's so important to be a part of, besides that, why is it so important to be a part of the Honor Society? Like for the future, not even for just now.
Well, because it builds leadership character, it builds leadership skills, it gives you connections, it helps you network, it helps you learn to meet people and to connect with others.
Well, good luck. It seems like you guys have a lot on your plate, but a lot of benefits that come along with it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. Best of luck. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So can you tell me about the Asia Society?
Okay, so we're a club. Like we talk about all about different parts of Asia. We do activities. We're trying to do like one big event in winter, so hopefully, and we're trying to get some more members. All of our members graduated last semester, so we're trying to recruit more. I'm the co-president. My name's Arita, and my other co-president's Summer. But yeah, so yeah.
This is so awesome. And can any student join just to learn
any
more?
Students, yeah. If, any students can join if they want to learn more about Asia, or if they want to like see all of our events that we did in the past. We have all of our photos as well. So yeah, anyone can join.
That's so great. And last question, what do you think the best part about the Asia Society is?
Making new friends, meeting new people, even different parts of the world. Like we met like a lot of people from China, Japan, stuff like last semester when they all graduated. Told us all about their life stories and where they came from. So it's pretty cool.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for telling us more about it and best of luck.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have fun going around here.
Thank you. I will. Thank you.
No problem.
Are you guys ready to be part of Biology Club? Because I'm not. Let's hear more about it. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So you guys are in front of this amazing Biology Club poster. Can you tell me about Biology Club?
Well, last semester we did yoga, we had a stack and study, we did essential oils. We went to the cadaver lab at Rutgers, so that's me holding a brain. And we had the dire wolves from Game of Thrones come too.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so this is crazy. So I am not a huge fan of biology, but I love yoga and essential oils.
Yeah.
So can anyone join this club even if they're not like biology majors?
We want them to.
So yeah, anyone can join the club. You don't have to be a bio major or anything like that. It's for everyone to come. We're doing studying sessions and stuff like that. We have free pizza, so all the good stuff.
Biology is like a really, obviously med school and everything's really hard to get into. So having all these extracurriculars on your resume can't hurt, right?
No, it cannot hurt at all.
That's so awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah,
Thank you. If you're a business major or you're not even a business major, you just want to get to know more about business, then Business Club is where you should be. Can you please tell me more about Business Club?
All right, our goal in Business Club is to build a team, and we're gonna focus on building our image, try to strive for business information like stock market, currency exchange. We're gonna build our resumes. We want to try to help every freshman or every business major that's on campus to succeed in their classes. So if you're a business major, you can come to us. We'll help you, surely. We're going to have some fun trips. We're probably going to the Federal Reserve or some business schools. We're going to see that with our new members, and we're going to have a great semester. It's going to be fun.
That's so amazing. Thank you so much. What's up, guys? We are here with the cheerleading club. What's up?
Hi.
You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
So is this your first year at Brookdale or you guys returning students?
First year.
Oh my gosh. And tell me, what do you think about the cheerleading club so far?
It's very fun. It's really fun. Everyone's really welcoming and it's all really good, yeah.
So what are some events that you guys are looking forward to do this year?
Honestly, the basketball games I'm looking forward to. Basketball season is like starting, so I'm excited for that.
Tell me about the cheerleading club. Sometimes, like in high school, I know I auditioned for the cheerleading club and I didn't get in. It was very cliquey. Tell me about Brookdale's cheerleading club. Is it very open? Like, can anyone join?
Yes, they don't care if you've never done it before. Like very welcoming, not cliquey. Yeah, so it's really good though. Go Brookdale!
Hello, guys. We want change in the world, and here I have the program manager of Change at Brookdale. How you doing?
Hi, I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So can you tell me more about Change?
So Change stands for the Center for Holocaust, Human Rights, and Genocide Education, and we focus on educating the community about mass atrocities in the world, both in the past and in the present. So we do programming throughout the year at Brookdale, and all events are free to Brookdale students. And we also have an exhibit that focuses on the Holocaust, the Armenian Genocide, and the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi in Rwanda, and that's also free to Brookdale students.
So amazing. It's really making students relevant about what has gone on in the past and what's going on today. And can anyone drop in at any time? Do you have to be a part of the club? How can we join?
So So we're a nonprofit organization on campus, so anyone can drop by and become a volunteer whenever they want. Also, we're open Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for tours for Brookdale students. So you can feel free to drop by, look at the exhibit, and learn more about the past.
Okay, thank you so much for telling us more about it.
Thank you.
Computer Science Club.
Oh my gosh, this is really cool. Do you think about, are you in the club?
No, I'm not yet.
The club. I'm advertising it today. We got different types of events going on. Like we do hackathons every semester. We're doing a Smash tournament. Different types of faculty speakers talking about different issues and things within the computer science community.
Very cool. And do you think about joining this club?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because I'm interested in computers and games at the same time. So maybe something interesting might happen in there.
That's very awesome. And are you a new student or returning student?
New student.
And what do you think about Brookdale so far?
It's pretty good. I mean, first time on a campus, so I'm still walking around and experiencing a lot of new people and stuff.
And one last question. What are you hoping to achieve this Brookdale year that you're here?
Pretty much pass and try to just find something I'm interested in, like a club or anything, because I didn't do a lot of clubs, so I'm trying to do one now.
Very awesome. Well, thanks so much.
They're the Brookdale Christian Club, and we get together, we talk about the gospel, and we eat a meal. It's a really good chance to come together and learn more about God if you're interested.
That's so beautiful. And why do you think people should join this at Brookdale? What's so good about having this club at Brookdale?
I think it's important to have faith, and it's important for you to have community and get together with other people, especially in college where you need to have a support system. It's a really great place to be.
I love it. And they all look so happy. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you guys the best of luck this whole Brookdale. Can you tell me about this club?
Yeah, so Dreamers Plus is like a group that basically advocates for the rights of immigrants and specifically undocumented immigrants. And I mean, right now I think that's a very important thing, especially considering the condition they've been forced into, a lot of people in these cages in the Southwest and all that. It's like, it's a very sad thing. So, I mean, if you stand on the side of the undocumented and you believe that they deserve better treatment than they've currently been receiving under the current administration, then I'd highly recommend that you invest in our club.
What else do you get out of this club, you think?
There was a trip we took to D.C., I think, last year, where the Dreamers got to lobby on behalf of immigrant rights in D.C. So, there's a lot of interesting experiences relating to the politics behind all this stuff that you can definitely experience if you join our club. And, we'll see what this year brings, but last year was pretty interesting.
So great. Thank you so much, and I wish you guys the best of luck in the club this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, the key to the success is the Education Club at Brookdale, and I'm here with the president. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. This involvement fair is so fun. Can you tell me more about the Education Club?
It has so many things to offer you. It's amazing.
And can you tell me just one thing about the Education Club that you think is the best part about the club that you really think students should join?
You meet new people. That's first. Second, we have amazing advisors. Professor Latte and Marshall, they're amazing, and they'll help you with your classes. I know they're also professors. I have Professor Latte this semester, and she's amazing so far.
This club looks so fun, and you're so awesome. I'm going to be a great president.
Thank you.
We are here with the Fashion Club, a.k.a. the people who look the best in this fair. How you guys doing over here?
We doing good. We doing good. We got the drip on lockdown. You know what I mean? We got the drip on lockdown. Fashion Club. You know how it is.
Ooh, I don't know what that means, but tell me more about Fashion Club.
We look at fashion from all decades and all that. Looking fresh, looking fleet, be inspired by fashion, wondering how fashion influences us. Make some Brookdale fashion shows. Something light.
What did you love about being part of the Fashion Club? Why do you love being at the club?
I love being part of the Fashion Club because I'm an artist, and looking at different types of art, AKA clothing, is really unique. Looking at how fashion's changed over the years, how it's an art form, how it's a form of expression. I always find that interesting because it helps you step up your game. But we usually meet 11:45 to 1:15, Tuesdays and Thursdays during college hour.
I love it.
The Global Distinction Program is really an initiative for the students to get recognized at graduation for all the activities that they do throughout the school year. It could be classes, it could be reports or projects they do for courses, or campus events, or even off-campus events that have some relationship to a global issue. So they create a portfolio.
Back inside the Collins Arena, Brian Gadsford, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you. Second game of our doubleheader. And getting set to start the second half with Brookdale leading Bergen 34-31. And what was a wild first half that featured a plethora of fouls. And neither team really able to get on track as far as finding a rhythm, but nonetheless, it's a close game, and Bergen, despite a 1-15 mark coming in, have played well enough to hang in this game so far. I want to remind you the officials tonight are Tom Fitzgerald, Dick Hecker, and DeJuan Jones. And the second half is underway with Bergen having possession. Navarro bodied up by Carter, goes at him. And now Hawkins leads the charge, pull up in the lane, too strong. And it's picked up by Wright Holmes. 3-on-2 developing for the Bulldogs. Wright Holmes going right up the middle and deflected out off Brookdale.
And a great play there made defensively by Tyler Hawkins, knocking the ball out of bounds. But what I liked more so was what he did on offense when he was running up the floor. One of the defenders, I believe that was Maceo Robinson, had set his feet, and a freshman Tyler Hawkins probably would have plowed right into Robinson, and that would have been an offensive foul. Instead, Tyler Hawkins realized that. He pulled up, he took a jumper. It didn't go in, but it was the right decision to make in a situation like that.
Out for Navarro, steps into a jumper, and Wilson has the rebound. And there's a whistle. And what did they call?
I believe they called a traveling violation on Beon Wilson. It was clearly a travel, but I think what the Brookdale bench is upset about is the fact that it was such a late whistle. We talked about the Brookdale turnovers in the first half. Very uncharacteristic, a lot of mistakes that really have kept that door wide open for Bergen.
Wright Holmes driving and finishing with the left hand. Nice move. Hawkins back and forth with Smith. The other three are Wilson, Ozoji, and Carter to start the half for the Jersey Blues. 10 to shoot now. Hawkins, step back, jumper. And the rebound to Spears.
And a good job boxing out that time by Bergen. Everyone found a body and cleared that paint so that Spears could get the rebound.
Wright Holmes. Bad pass intended for Spears. You know, what's interesting, I think we made mention of this early, but you look at these two teams, one's 6-5, one's 1-15, but Bergen has actually averaged more points per game this year than has Brookdale, despite the wide disparity. As far as the record, Paul Chizek is going to take a timeout. Did they get a Brookdale foul in addition there? I think they did.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know Coach Chizek was trying to get a timeout for several seconds, and finally he was able to get one. But, yeah, going back to that point you were making about Bergen averaging more points, they really are a very talented team. You haven't really seen that in this game, but to be fair, Brookdale hasn't shot the ball really great either. It's just been one of those types of games. But they're a team that can put up a lot of points. They average around 78 a game, which is above Brookdale's threshold, and they've been in quite a bit of games this year. They've had several games where they've put 85, 90 points on the board. It's just been they've had difficulty closing out games. And I mentioned this at the end of the first half. Bergen is in a position where they're on the road. They don't have a lead at this point, but they're right there. They're close. They've been able to keep their opponent at bay for the most part, and they've kept themselves in the game. Can they close it out in the end? And that, I think, has been the problem with Coach Ozzy Osborne's program this year. They have talent. They can put a lot of points on the board, but they have had struggle closing the games out. That'll be the question going down the stretch for the Bulldogs.
And the other issue for them has been on the defensive side, as they've had 6 games this year in total that they've given up better than 90 points. So while they've scored at a good enough clip to win, they just haven't defended at the same level, and that has cost them time and time again as well. That will go the other direction. Wilson is out of bounds.
And, you know, something else that I don't think that we've touched upon, Brian, this is the first game for both of these two teams since that winter break. The last time Brookdale played was on December 19th. Similar story for Bergen. So it's been a while since both these two teams have been on the floor. And sometimes when you haven't played at game speed, you're a little rusty. I think we're seeing that tonight.
Hawkins finishes the transition layup. 36-33 Brookdale. Just over 2 minutes elapsed. Robinson.
Nope.
And it's Brookdale basketball. The sloppy play continues. And Ozzy Osbourne makes a change. Floyer Mark, who provided a first half spark showing off his three-point shooting prowess, checks in here in the second half, and Robinson to the Bulldog bench.
And Brookdale's tightened up their defense here in the second half. They're playing closer man-to-man. They've dropped into a zone. They've gone man-to-man. They've kind of switched back and forth. But when they are defending, they're defending much tighter, and that's led to a couple of turnovers.
Mark inside the arc. Offensive rebound, all in one motion for Gilmore. One-point game. Ozoji filling the lane with the left hand.
And a nice find from the perimeter by Tyler Hawkins, finding the big man downstairs in Ozoji.
And over-aggressive Smith defending against Mark. First foul of the half, and that's a surprise after how many we saw in the first half.
Yeah, I was actually thinking we were going to go 4 minutes without a foul. That would have been a record in this game compared to what we saw in the first.
Navarro gets sandwiched. Spears up and under is blocked by Ozoji.
Just great defense there by Ozoji. A nice effort there by Spears to try to step around Ozoji and get a shot off, but you're not really going to do that too often with that 6'8 freshman from Union.
12 on the timer.
And how about that matchup downstairs? Spears, who stands at 6'9", Alan Ozoji at 6'8".
Get a re-trigger in for Spears underneath the basket. Can't convert, and Ozoji secures. Hawkins for three. Brookdale gets back in transition. Gilmore driving, rejected. Ozoji got another. Bounce pass for Carter. Lost possession of it. And back and forth we go. This time it's Bergen. Here is Navarro going glass. Able to get his own rebound. And this one goes down, and a chance at a three-point play for Nick Navarro.
And a great job by Navarro sticking with it, grabbing that rebound, going up, drawing the contact. And how about Bergen? They have not gone away. We've seen this team in past games, Brian, when they've come into the Collins Arena, play a really strong first half, but struggle in the second. That doesn't appear to be the case. They are hanging right with Brookdale, keeping the pressure on.
This game knotted up at 38 apiece. 4 minutes gone, second half. Smith. Wilson underneath, backs out. Ball movement, and off right Holmes. 14 to shoot for Brookdale.
And just when I say a couple moments ago that Brookdale has stepped up their defense, Bergen comes out and really tightens up theirs.
Ozoji slips it for Smith, who backs out to the perimeter. Hawkins in the lane with a floater. And battle for the rebound. That's a jump ball as Hawkins and Navarro were going for it. They both were very nearly out of bounds. Possession arrow favors the Jersey Blues. Now the officials confer. And what have we?
I think they're just trying to figure out what the shot clock should be. If it's a jump ball, actually, it doesn't look like it's a jump ball. I think they may have just marked that out of bounds on Navarro there, Brian, because the shot clock was not at a full 30.
Here's Mark. Bounce pass for Wright Holmes. Dave Calloway takes off the practice jersey. He checks in, as does Demir Fitch. Beyond Wilson, DeAndre Smith to the Brookdale bench. And for Bergen, Michael Gilmore comes out, replaced by Maceo Robinson. Navarro. That was well contested, and Fitch has it.
I remember Fitch is playing with 3 personal fouls that he picked up in the first half, so has to be careful, doesn't pick up that 4th. He'll find himself another seat on the bench if that happens. See, Bergen's dropped into a 2-3 zone here, Brian.
Fitch, offensive foul. It's going the other way. And Navarro, the one who took the hit. Paul Chizek disagrees. And it's Brookdale's 3rd of the second half.
And that's Fitch's 4th, as I mentioned a moment ago. So now the question becomes, does he stay in the game or does he come out?
.38-38. Spears, pass tipped out of bounds. 7 seconds remain on the shot clock. And I guess it was a turnover. Been stuck on 38-38 for quite a while here. Brookdale trying to break the tie. Mark Bruce has come on. It's been a quiet night for Carter. Here's Hawkins from the corner. Got it for 3.
And Brookdale needed that. They needed something to try to build some momentum because you mentioned it, Brian. Both of these two teams have been shooting terribly the last several minutes. We talked about how many points each team puts up per game. We're nowhere close to that tonight with how badly each team has shot.
Robinson, the answer, you bet. Maceo Robinson. So each team trading a 3-pointer. We're now tied up at 41. Carter, long 3. He got it. Oh, wow.
And that's an impressive 3 for Jelani Carter. Not really his spot, but in high school he had several 3s from behind the arc. So he can definitely shoot that ball from behind the 3-point line.
Here's Hawkins off the steal. He got it to go down, plus the foul. So a mini 5-0 spurt for Brookdale, as the home team up by 5. Nick Navarro in for the Bulldogs, replacing Spears. And Hawkins trying to make good on a three-point play. Game where the sophomore's trying to shake off the rust. Appearing in his first game of the season. Misses the free throw, but Ozoji unable to convert. It's picked up by Gilmore. Loose ball is collected by Bruce. It's 4-on-1. Lob it upstairs. Ozoji tried the one-hand throw down. Carter misses the three. And here comes Robinson with the acceleration. Robinson all the way. And a blocking foul is called.
And that's going to be a block, as you mentioned, Brian, on Dave Calloway. Moved just a little bit. He had taken a defensive stance, but he moved as he was feeling the contact from Robinson. Some sloppy play the last couple of minutes, and that's why you hear Coach Osborne on the sidelines not happy with his team. There was one opportunity where the ball was loose at midcourt, and none of the players on Bergen went for the ball. It almost looked like they were just watching the ball go by. Nobody picked it up, and Brookdale was able to get points at the other end. So if you're Coach Osborne, you've got to get your players to dive for loose balls on the floor. They're in this game, but we've talked about how at times they've been able to struggle to close out games that they've been close in. So these are just things that you've got to be able to learn. A young team certainly on the side for the Bulldogs, but some opportunities that they could have capitalized on that evaporated as a result of some mistakes.
Hawkins is fouled. Hard contact from Navarro. That's the second against Bergen of the second half. And for Navarro, his third personal. Foul called as Ozoji was trying to reel in the pass. So I think we spoke too soon when it came to the lack of foul activity early in the half as we're making up for lost time. That's now 7 of them in total. Carter finds Ozoji for the easy two. Beautiful, unselfish basketball. Robinson a three. Oh, he got it. Maceo Robinson, as he was falling down, off balance, able to knock it down. Carter, the answer. Oh, yeah. Timeout on the floor. 12:01 to play, and a rather wild one here at the Collins Arena. We'll step aside here on Brookdale TV.
Reflecting on the activities they've done, and they earn points for each of those activities, and they have to have 50 points. Once they have 50 points, then they actually get a beautiful medallion at graduation. Their name is in the program as a distinguished global citizen, and they can use it on their resumes and interviews and all that kind of stuff. So it's really a great benefit for the students.
Becoming global citizens, you really care about what's happening in other parts of the world, or even right down the
There you see Ozzy Osbourne, who has to applaud his team's effort for hanging in this one. Team that came in with only one win. They're only down by 6 with possession outside the timeout. Brookdale leads 51-45. Trey Rodriguez is in. He handles. Robinson backs up against Carter. Shot clock inside 10. High screen comes. Robinson. Gilmore drives. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Ozoji.
And a nice defensive effort there. Bergen was trying to get the ball into Joshua Spear, but he was being denied by Alan Ozoji.
Foul called. Tyrese Bryant is in for Paul Chizek's squad. Tyler Hawkins to the bench. Hawkins has played the majority of the game tonight in his season debut. Approaching 9 minutes gone here in the second half. Gilmore way outside. Spears sets the screen. Gilmore into the paint. Loose ball, picks it back up and lays it up and in.
And those have been the type of plays that have kept Bergen in this ball game. Diving for loose balls, staying persistent. Brookdale making a couple of mistakes that's left the door open. So Bergen continuing the fight and stay in this game. And even though the Jersey Blues have stepped up how well they're shooting here in the second half, they're still turning the ball over and they're still making enough mistakes to leave that door open for Bergen. And you have to give credit to the Bulldogs, as you were mentioning a moment ago, Brian, sticking around on the road in a tough place to play.
It's Rodriguez gets inside and lays it in. Strong drive by Trey Rodriguez and the tough finish. It's a 2-point game again. Foul before the shot as Ozoji made his move, and that's Bergen's fourth. Third on Spears. All alone is Bruce. Everyone's sleeping, and Bruce missed the three. Boy, the Bergen defense just, I don't know what happened. Inside Ozoji is hacked. And will shoot free throws.
But a great job by Tyrese Bryant, who was able to get that long rebound, gave it right back to Alan Ozoji. Even though Alan couldn't finish, he still draws the foul. And that's the fourth now on Joshua Spears on the side for Bergen.
And Spears now to the bench, as he's replaced in the lineup by Julius Rivas. Second attempt for Ozoji. No good. Rebound Gilmore. Halfway through this second half, Gilmore puts on the moves and lays it home.
Brookdale having difficulty getting back on defense that time, kind of asleep at the switch. Nice awareness there by Gilmore, taking it right to the rim.
It's a 6-0 Bergen run to get back even. Brookdale looking for the answer. Will it come from Callaway? It will!
Dave Callaway, someone that usually comes off of the bench. We don't see a whole lot of action from him, but when he's on the floor, he contributes very nicely. That time, a nice, strong layup.
Blocking foul called. Gilmore to shoot. Each side has now committed 5 in the second half. So that sends the sophomore from Teaneck back to the line. And Demir Fitch in for Ozoji.
You know, it's something I've noticed, Brian. I just realized this now that's very interesting. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the court, but as far as appearance is concerned, every single Bergen Bulldog player has the same exact shoes, and the shoes match their uniforms. It's that purple, and I would call it like an orangey pink. Every single player has the same identical shoe.
How about that? I don't know that I would have even noticed that. That's Carter able to lay it in.
It's obviously an intentional.
White Holmes can't convert on the drive. Carter spots up, and he's got another. That is the spot for Jelani Carter, who has picked it up here in the second half. 3 3-pointers. Brookdale leads by 6, 58-52. We'll be back to the Collins Arena.
Clearly from you, it's all the same issues.
And it doesn't hurt having it on your resume. Thank you guys so much. I think everyone should really
talking
join.
with us. We're very happy. Thank you.
We're Helping Hands at Brookdale, so we provide non-academic support for students. We know we have fabulous teachers and we have great academic resources, but we're here to help students with everything else. We know life happens, students have all these issues that they bring to the classroom, so we're trying to help make connections for them to alleviate some of the stress that they have. We have mental health counselors available to students. We have social services available to students. If students need a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant for free pro bono, we have these relationships with people in the community who could help students out. We also have a lounge we're opening, that's Man 214. The lounge is going to be available for students. That will also have all of these resources for students. As
58-52, Brookdale leads its second meeting of the season between these two teams, and this one's shaping up to be a whole lot tighter than the first one, when Brookdale won handily 79-64 at Bergen County way back on November the 12th. But it's been even longer for Bergen that they have won a game. November 7th, the last time they've won. Trying to put an end to that streak. They've hung tough. Offensive rebound for Gilmore. Shot clock doesn't reset. Gilmore a crossover. And Rivas is called on a travel. Jersey Blues currently riding a 4-game winning streak. They've gone 5-1 in their last 6 after a 1-4 start to the year. 8.5 remaining. Carter's had the hot hand. Carter looking for space, gives it up. Fitch, offensive foul. And for Fitch, that is going to be his evening. That's number 5.
Yeah, and that's the right call. Good call by the officials on the floor. But unfortunately, as you mentioned for Fitch, 5th personal foul. I'm actually surprised that Coach Chizak had left him in there that long with 4 fouls. Maybe not really much of a choice. But I have a feeling with the way this game is going, that could be the first of many players that are fouling out, because there are so many on both sides that are perilously close to picking up their 5th personal foul, I should say.
Mark throws it inside, turnaround shot, Robinson, and Callaway the rebound. Carter able to finish off the glass.
And how about Jelani Carter? One of his best performances, I feel, of the season. He's really been able to show how versatile he is as a player, shooting the ball well inside and out. One of the few bright spots on offense in what has been a sloppy game.
And Navarro is going to the line. Mark Bruce charged with this one. That's his first. So the sophomore Navarro shoots free throws at a 77% clip. Carlos Panuaga has checked in for Florier Mark. 1-on-1 situation. Navarro will get another. (60-54) Brookdale. Here's Rivas for Navarro. Baseball-style pass is a bad one and picked off by Rivas. Gilmore circling back. Robinson driving, blocked and picked up by Callaway. Good defense from Bryant. Now Callaway backs up with it. as Bergen gets back in transition. Backdoor cut, Bruce for 2.
A nice job that time finding Bruce downstairs. Beyond Wilson with a great pass here, and Bruce doing a smart thing. That's really kind of his area. I know he likes to shoot the three-point shot from behind the arc, but I think Mark Bruce is better off in the paint area. That's kind of his strong suit, laying it in with a nice reverse layup.
Gilmore. And a whistle.
I think that's a timeout, I think, on Bergen.
Timeout with 6:34 left to play. Second half action here at the Collins Arena. Is it a 30-second or a full? Well, I don't think the officials gave the signal, but we'll keep it here as you look at the Jersey Blue bench and what has been a hard-fought game for them, perhaps more hard-fought than they expected coming in. I mean, you see Bergen coming in at 1-15, and you think, you never want to expect a game's going to be a walkover, but it's been a lot more of a challenge than I think Brookdale could have envisioned.
Yeah, and we kind of expected that Bergen certainly would be a challenge, but I don't think Brookdale expected themselves as a whole to shoot the ball as poorly as they have. Still 62 points. You got 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. You can still probably get to maybe 70, 74, I think is a reasonable amount, but it's definitely going to be below what we're expecting this team to shoot. And as far as percentage is concerned, both these two teams have just been horrible this evening. I mean, it has not been a great night for shooting. And you have to give credit to Bergen. They have changed their defensive looks. They've gone from man-to-man to zone to a very tightly guarded zone to a very tightly guarded man-to-man. So they've given Brookdale a lot of different looks. It's caused some turnovers. I especially liked late in the first half when Bergen went to a full-court press, which led to a couple of turnovers where the Bulldogs were able to get some points out of that. I'd be interested to see if they do that at some point here in the second half, but it's definitely been, I think, much more of a challenge than Brookdale was expecting.
And Robinson draws the foul. The shot clock was winding down. It was at 3. The officials are going to come together.
I think they're trying to figure out if this is a travel or a foul. I thought that they called a travel, unless I'm mistaken.
Ozzy Osbourne is upset. He's getting an explanation.
Unless they called a jump ball, which I'm not. I did not see any signal by any of the officials up here. It's possible that I missed it, but.
And now we got an issue with the clock. There are not 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they're trying to reset the shot clock, but I'm still confused to exactly what was called on the floor. If it's a foul, it should be shots for Bergen. If it was deflected out of bounds, then it depends on who touched it last, but.
Well, it seemed that Robinson was fouled. He got hit on the shot.
That's what I
The
thought
whistle
too
blew.
initially, and then I heard someone say travel, and then I thought, well, maybe they called a travel and we're going to give the ball back to the Jersey Blues, but that doesn't appear to be the case.
Well, whatever it is, it's a long, ongoing discussion, and the officials don't appear to be on the same page. Paul Chizek doesn't like whatever he just heard. Right now, we have 2 seconds on the shot clock. Bergen is going to inbound it, so I guess there was no foul called.
And they added time to that clock too, Brian. That's about 20 seconds that they added right there.
Open look, Navarro, who sticks it for 3. And it's a 5-point game, 62-57.
Regardless, that's definitely a great shot with the shot clock winding down.
Bruce, it's going the other way, offensive foul. Bruce does a couple of push-ups, picks up his second, and it's Bergen basketball. What a strange game on so many levels. There's 6.5 minutes left of it. And Gilmore misses the layup. Hawkins starts the break. And this time it's a blocking foul. So there's the second to foul out of the game. Each side now has seen one. Fitch for Brookdale and now Navarro for the Bulldogs.
And this is kind of a pseudo timeout as a result because now Bergen has to figure out who they're going to sub in. Looks like it's going to be Joshua Spears, but if I'm not mistaken, Brian, Spears, I believe, has 4 personal fouls as well, so Bergen in all kinds of foul trouble. We still have a lot of time left to play. This has been a wacky game. I think this is probably the strangest game that we have seen all season.
Maybe even in our 4 years. Dion Wilson checks in, and Trey Rodriguez for Bergen.
I tell you what, though, Brookdale, not trying to call out Tyler Hawkins here, but Brookdale's leaving a lot of points on the table. They have not been all that great from the foul line. They've struggled from the foul line as a whole during the season, but they're leaving a lot of points on the table here. And in a close game like this, if Bergen can get hot and maybe knock down a 3 or 2 from behind the 3-point line, this could be a totally different story.
And Wright Holmes is called for steps. Brookdale 63, Bergen 57. Some press on. Carter looking for an option. It's tipped into the hands of Callaway.
And I'll be interested to see if Bergen goes to a full court press. Remember, they did that at the end of the first half, led to a couple of turnovers. They're going full court man-to-man, but I'd be interested to see if they go to a press.
Hawkins can't hit the jumper. Robinson pull-up jump rims off. Offensive rebound. Robinson no good. And picked up by Tyrese Bryant. 3-on-2. Break. Bryant takes it himself. Carter tries on the save. It's Bergen who will have it. Bergen in a stretch where they're playing 6 straight on the road and actually are not going to be at home until January 25th. So they have a long stretch here of games away from Bergen County. And they have one interesting note on their schedule, which we'll tell you about when we get a moment. Gilmore, nice move. Count it, and the foul. So for Michael Gilmore, a chance at a 3-point play. DeAndre Smith in for Brookdale. Bryant checks out. So the interesting note on the Bergen schedule is they are going to be playing a game at the Barclays Center this weekend on Sunday. So the bright lights will be on for that one. Yeah, Gilmore gets the bounce.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting opportunity for a lot of these players on the Bergen side. Playing ASA College Brooklyn at the Barclays Center right before the Nets and Hawks game. That's a pretty big deal.
Smith misses on the running layup. Callaway back up. He got it.
I talked about Callaway earlier. Doesn't play a whole lot of minutes, but when he's on the floor, he definitely helps on the offensive end. That time, grabbing a nice rebound and putting in an easy 2, something that Brookdale needed. They need points because, again, this game is not over. You still have a lot of time left to go.
Rodriguez's shot was altered by Callaway. Good defensive play. Look at from behind for Hawkins, who's hit. And for Bergen, it's team foul number 7. Jersey Blues have committed 9. 2 substitutions upcoming. Florier Mark in. Joshua Spears joins him, replacing Rodriguez and Panuaga. So Hawkins has kind of been in the middle of everything here in his first game in the starting lineup.
And what a game to pick to be the first game that you come back in. Wild, interesting game.
I think he'll remember this one.
This is an area, though, that even dating back to last year, Hawkins struggled with at the foul line. So, got to be able to make at least one here.
He's had his struggles tonight. Got that one, and he'll get another attempt. Six-point Brookdale lead. 2 out of 2. Approach 4 minutes remaining. Right, Holmes driving, missing, up in the air. And here's Hawkins. Oh, what a behind-the-back move, but he couldn't finish. Gilmore for Robinson, 3 on the way. No good. Tipped off the rim, another try inside, and a foul called. And the foul is on Bergen, or is it? Nope, it's on Brookdale. Free throws for Wright Holmes.
Yeah, they're going to get it on DeAndre Smith, who hit the back of Holmes as he was trying to bring down the rebound. And same story here for Bergen. You're at the foul line. It's a 2-shot foul because Brookdale, regardless, has now eclipsed the amount of fouls that they can have in a game. They're in the double bonus, so it's 2 foul shots for the rest of the game for Bergen, regardless of where the foul is committed. But you cannot leave any points on the table. You got to make these.
Wright Holmes makes them both. 67-62, 3:50 to go. Ten to shoot. Carter for 3. Yes!
Jelani Carter has been lights out from behind that three-point line.
After a slow start, he has carried Brookdale in the second half. Robinson fires away. That's short. And Smith has it for the Jersey Blues.
And now if you're Brookdale, you're in a position where you can take some time off of that clock and try to work for a good shot.
Smith had a notion, decides better of it. Go to work at the clock. 10 to shoot. Smith making his move to the basket, layup, no, but he's going to the line. Joshua Spears is the latest casualty for Bergen. He has fouled out. So Bergen has lost Spears and Navarro on fouls. Brookdale down Demir Fitch.
And we still have 2 minutes and 46 seconds to go, so still a long, long way before this one's over.
There's the evidence of the two who have fouled out. 2 out of 2 for Smith. And Brookdale quietly has built up a 10-point lead again. Drive and kick, Mark. He's got it. Flory or Mark is dangerous from three-point range.
And now here's this full court press. I'm actually a little confused that Bergen did not go to this earlier, trying to cause a turnover.
And it's taken away by Gilmore. Numbers developing as Panyuwaga able to finish. He gets the roll. And he has an issue as he's hobbling now. Carlos Panyuwaga appeared to hurt himself after making that layup, and he'll head for an examination.
And, what was a 10-point lead a moment ago, Brian, is now back down to 5. So Bergen going on a little mini 5-0 run. If you're the Jersey Blues, you got to get the ball inbounds, and you certainly want to try to, if you can, draw a foul, but also at the same time use up some clock. You don't want to shoot too early here and give Bergen more time on the other end of the floor to get back in the ball game.
2 minutes to go. Hawkins, an offensive foul. So Hawkins picks up his third. Brookdale has reached the 10-foul limit. Bergen a chance to creep closer. They're down by 5. Right, Holmes, drive and kick. Gilmore and Wilson for Brookdale. Finds Carter. Carter steps back, puts up a 3. One-hand rebound for Wilson. And a timeout is taken. Brookdale will huddle up the troops.
I think that's a smart timeout by Coach Chizak, just trying to get everyone regrouped. Actually, might be more of a timeout for Coach Chizak to try to just collect himself, but a smart timeout to take, just try to make sure everyone's on the same page with a 5-point lead. You got 1:27 to go. Want to make sure that you play these next couple of possessions very carefully.
Full timeout on the floor. We'll be back.
2 + 2 is 4, but that's not all you learn in Math Club. We're going to learn more about it with the president of Math Club. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am very good. How are you doing? Tell me about Math Club.
Math is one of the best subjects ever. We meet on the second Thursday of every month. We have snack and studies where you come with your math homework. We have professors there ready to help. They can help you out anytime you need. We have snacks, obviously, food. Last year we actually got to go on to a DC trip with the rest of the STEM classes, STEM clubs, I'm sorry, for 2 days or 2 nights. It was crazy affordable. It's a great time. We always have, something for everybody. Even if you're not in a math class, you can come.
I think it's great that you...
1:27 to go. If you've been with us since the start, we thank you. Jersey Blues by 5, 72-67. Brian Gadsford, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our crew with you tonight. Jersey Blues women's team fell in the opener, and the men's team trying to make it a 5th consecutive victory, but Bergen has been pesky. Callaway inside, gets it to go.
I don't think that was what Coach Chizak wanted to do out of that timeout, but it worked, and that's a big basket by Dave.
7-point Brookdale advantage. Right, Holmes, the explosive move to the basket, he missed. And now Brookdale can eat some clock. We'll hit the 1-minute mark. They're going to play it straight up. Smith controlling. Smith, pull-up jumper, way short. And now numbers for Bergen if they hurry. 3-on-2 on a bounce. And streaking in for the bucket, Trey Rodriguez. Timeout. Bergen takes the timeout after the made basket. We're down to 41.1 ticks to go. And with that, we will step aside here on Brookdale TV.
You don't have to be like a math major or like a math genius to join. You could bring your homework and have help with math. Because math is a struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people, even for people who enjoy math.
I love it. Thank you so much. You are going to be a great president. All right, guys, if you love music and you love technology, then you are in the right place. We are here with the Music Technology Club and the Connection Club. We've got some two great gentlemen right here. Three, just kidding. So tell me more about this club.
See, basically what we do is our clubs are two clubs that work together. What we do.
Final minute of play. It'll be Brookdale basketball, and if you're Bergen, you soon have to think about fouling. 74-69, Jersey Blues in for Hawkins. About a 10-11 second difference shot in game clock.
I would think that you would want to foul right away here, Brian. I'm not quite understanding this strategy.
And now the foul committed by Gilmore. Well, it wasn't quite to the degree of what we saw at Sussex in the last game, where they just did not handle the final minute very well. But Brookdale back to the line. It will be Hawkins. It's been the busiest Jersey Blue at the free throw line tonight. Just getting a workout in. 1-on-1 situation. It's good. It's a two-possession Brookdale lead. Under a half minute. Shot clock now turned off. Bergen needs to score quickly in the hands of Robinson. Robinson looks for space. Right, Holmes gets it back. Under 15 seconds left now. Robinson on the drive, throws it up at the rim, no good. And Gilmore able to put it back home. .3 left. And another full timeout on the floor in the final 7.3 ticks. Brookdale trying to nail this one down here at home.
Did you ever find physics hard? So did I, but right now I have the president of the Physics and Astronomy Club with me. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So do you like physics?
I love physics.
Oh my gosh, so you're president of the club. What's some things that you guys have planned for this year? What are you excited to bring to students that are part of the physics club?
Oh, we have a lot of good trips planned this year. We may be going back to DC like we went last year. We may be going to NASA. We have a lot of cool things planned. We have projects planned. We may be building drones, a telescope, like all this cool stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And do you have to love physics and have to be a physics major or astronomy major to be a part of this club?
I'm an engineering major actually, so I love physics, so I decided to join the club.
That's so awesome. It's probably great on the resume. Yeah. And last question, what do you think the best part about joining a club on Brookdale? Just what is the best part about joining?
Getting involved, honestly. It's good to meet new people.
7.3 remaining. Brookdale trying to hold on to a hard-fought game here tonight in this Region 19 matchup with Bergen, who has won just one time all year. They'll have to foul. Pass goes all the way in the backcourt and picked off. Trey Rodriguez driving, missed it, got it back, final seconds, and it's over. And Brookdale wins it. The final score here tonight, the Jersey Blues 76, the Bergen Bulldogs 71. As Brookdale goes to a mark of 7-5, they have now won 6 of their last 7. Bergen still searching for answers as the losing streak hits 14 consecutive games. And what was a rather strange game, as we've talked about, a difficult one to make sense of, as we welcome you back inside with Brian Goudsford and Tim Catalfamo. And Tim, I'm not quite sure exactly how to sum this one up. I'm not quite sure just how Brookdale got it done tonight, but through all the fouls and all the chaotic basketball, they do get themselves a win, and it is another step forward, continuing the momentum that they had before the holiday break.
Yeah, I mean, certainly we knew that this was going to be a tough game because you haven't played in a while. Both teams kind of shaking a little bit of rust off. First game for Tyler Hawkins, so a lot of different developments that were going on the Brookdale side of the ball. Yeah, I don't really have any really final thoughts because I'm still trying to process exactly what we saw. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened, a lot of uncharacteristic things, but nonetheless a very good win for Brookdale. And for Bergen, again, a strong showing on the road, but once again, late in the game, they just failed to close it out. They have a lot of talent. They just can't close out games this year. Unfortunately, they dropped their 14th game in a row, but for Brookdale, a major win. They survived. I wouldn't say that they dominated. They survived. They got out with a big win, but nonetheless, wasn't pretty, and let's just call it that. It was not pretty.
But still a victory nonetheless, and Brookdale has a couple of games coming up next week. We'll have double headers for you here on Brookdale TV both Tuesday and Wednesday. Our next broadcast comes your way Tuesday when the Jersey Blues welcome in Passaic. So for Tim Catalfamo, our entire Brookdale TV crew, I'm Brian Gadsworth saying thanks so much for watching. Jersey Blues win it. Once again, the final score 76-71, and we'll see you again here on Tuesday on Brookdale TV. Have a good night.
We're the Student Life and Activities Board. We have a bunch of people from the board here. Hello, guys. Why do you think students should really make time to get involved at Brookdale with all of these amazing events that you have?
Yeah, for sure. I think that students should really get involved because you meet great people in these clubs. You meet people from literally that come over from all different, it could be towns, states, cities, or even countries. So it's a great way to interact, meet new people, and just expose yourself to what Brookdale has to offer.
And it seems like Brookdale has to offer a lot, guys. Thank you so much, and I look forward to being at all these events.
Yes. Thank you.
We have Kelly here. She is a new student here at Brookdale. Kelly, what do you think about the involvement fair today?
Oh my God, it's been like an amazing experience. There's just so much life and energy and so many clubs and options. I'm like a little bit overwhelmed, but the gelato